Okay, I can finally say something and post something. So my mom's birthday was last week. I think it was last Friday. It's the 26th. And they were planning a big party and they were doing it like a while ago. And then I had told her, no, change it. This is my spring break. And then I realized I didn't even actually know when my real spring break was. So I was like, no, never mind. I can't come then either. So do it whenever. Well, then my aunt was like, why don't we do it around, the same weekend as Easter, because we're all going to be there for Easter anyways, So it was like, sport, we'll do it Saturday. Well, Mom kept being like, are you going to be able to come for Easter and our birthday? She's a twin. My Aunt Jane was also born on the 26th. And so I was like, no, Mom, that is too quick. And, she had no idea that I was coming, which I just decided Monday. I was like, I have done a lot of driving. I'm young, I can handle it. So I told my dad, and then he told my brother, but I was going to tell my brother anyways. And he told him not to tell Mom. And then I told my sister, and I told Haley and Sela, two of my friends that live here in Florida, and I was like, do not say anything. And they didn't, and so she had no idea. But yesterday, it was really hard to not say that I'm on my way to Florida, because I went to work, and I worked until my lunchtime. So I left at about 11:50 my time, got to my parents' house at 1 my time. And so my mom stays up in my old trailer most always, because she moved up there whenever my grandfather passed away, my step grandfather, and she takes care of Ma. She goes by and checks on her every single day and gets her mail and helps her take trash out and does whatever she needs done around the house or whatever. And she's somebody for Ma to hang out with, and so she stays up there. My sister is currently staying with her off and on, and so I went and stayed at my parents' house where my dad stays in Bristol. And so I was like, she's not coming by and getting coffee in the morning, because I don't know if she still does that, but I know he used to like make coffee, and she would come by there and get coffee every single morning. And he was like, no, she's not. So I was like, okay, cool. And that way I was able to sleep in. And then, because they had work today, and I knew that if she knew I was coming, she was like, oh, I'm gonna take off. And she's always ready to take off, and I didn't want her to take off because she needs to work. She'll need to use up all her time. And I was gonna sleep half the day anyways, because I got in late. So I was like, I'll sleep in, she'll have no idea, win-win for everybody. And so then Dad had went and got us lunch or whatever, and I got up at about lunchtime, and then I took a shower and bathed and put some clothes on, and then we went up. Dad got in my car, and he called her and was like, hey, come out out that door where you always let me in or whatever. And so she's like, okay. And we're in my car, and she's walking out, and she's looking like all around. She's looking for his truck, because he was like, I could take you in my truck. I was like, no, let's go in my car, because I knew she wasn't gonna be looking for it, and I haven't had this car that long. She hasn't seen it that many times. And so she comes out, and she's like, not that far. And then Dad is sitting in the passenger seat, and he waves at her, and she's like, oh, hey, it's still not going in. She still doesn't realize that he's in my vehicle. I don't even think she's like questioning like whose vehicle is he in. And then as soon as she gets in, I'm like leaning forward and like looking at her, and then she looks at me and she pokes her head in Dad's window and is like, what the heck? Like, she was clueless. And we talked for a few minutes, and I explained my horrible trip. There were a bunch of detours, and it ended up being 13 hours altogether. And so that's one of the rough ones. And after working for 5 hours, it wasn't the bomb. But one of my coworkers, she had to go pick up her husband, because the air wasn't much better traveling yesterday, because his flight had got delayed multiple times. They had a plane that had messed up, so they had to switch them, get a new plane. And I think his flight was like 6 hours late or something coming into Houston. So about my last hour and a half, she called me on her way to Houston, so we talked for about an hour, and then I only had 30 minutes after that, so that worked. And Mom, she was like completely shocked, and we talked for a little bit, and I told her about that. And then she was watching, there was a teacher not there or whatever. She's the librarian, so she had a class that she was having to watch. And so she was like, well, I got to get back in there because I got a class in there. And school was about to get out. So I was like, all right. And then they had an order to pick up. And my sister's Airstream should be getting done today. It should have been done like a month or two ago. But hopefully the guy is finishing it today because she needs to go pick up seafood for the party tomorrow. And she was going to pick up her Airstream because it's like over in Panama City. And so that was going to work out, but she's still kind of waiting on that. But I was like, well, I'll get the groceries. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we are going out to Mom's, and we will be out there kind of preparing for tomorrow. They're doing like a Survivor game, all this stuff. They have teams already made. I didn't know anything about it. I can watch. That's okay. It'll be fun. Maybe I'll film it, you know, while they're playing it. Who knows? But it's going to be a big thing, and I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm excited that I decided to come. It will be a super short trip, but it'll be sweet. So there's my excitement. I was in the car all day yesterday. Thank you to those who knew and called me, and glad I made it, and glad I'm here because I get to spend a little time with the fam. So peace out.